에서 우리 당과 인민의 최고 용도자이신 경의하는 김정은 동지께 여러 나라 당 및 국가 수반들과 인사들이 윤화장과 선물을
위대한 김일성 동지께와 김정일 동지께 금수산 태양궁전을 찾아 조선인민군 수산부문 열성자회의 참가자들과
Alright guys, Hyundai is sending me a 2022 Kona inline front-wheel drive. That's nice because I like Konas. Let's see how much this one is and what equipment it has. Being the inline, has lots of standard equipment. Pardon the quality of the price sheet here, but just the way they sent it, a little fuzzy. If you got good quality on your receptor, you'll be able to read it. And more stuff. And some options. I see charging a lot of money for the fancy electronics, but $195 for floor mats. Come on, you're going to charge us for the steering wheel next? Why do manufacturers do this? And in spite of the bad Xerox quality on this price sheet they sent me, we can still see the price tag pretty well. $29,790. If you're complaining about the price tag, keep this in mind. This is assembled in their Korean plant by Korean workers, where the quality is always the best. I don't think I've ever had a bad Hyundai or Kia that was assembled over there. That's worth a few bucks extra, to me anyway. So let's open the magic door and roll this Kona out. And here we go. I always thought this was a nice looking vehicle. Same from the rear. With the inline emblems, or I know you bought the more expensive model. One of the first things we do when we get a vehicle is check to see if there's a spare tire under all this stuff. Yes, a compact. By the way, I'm told this space is 19 cubic feet, and if you put the seats down, 46 cubic feet. For those interested in those technical details. And the second thing we do when we get a vehicle is take the headlights out in the dark and do a night drive, see how the lights perform. Where are the lights? I think these are down here. We'll be doing that in part 3 of the video, so don't go away. There are 3 engine choices for the Kona. Base 2-liter, 147 horsepower. Last time I checked, it was a 6-speed automatic. That's what you get for your starting price of $21,000. If you have $35,000 to spend, there's the 2-liter turbo putting on a whopping 276 horsepower. Hooked to an 8-speed dual-clutch transmission. Fuel economy 20 to 27 mpg, but it's pretty quick. 0 to 60 around 5.3 seconds, if I recall. Hey, if you can afford that one, go for it. Then we have this one here, a 1.6-liter turbo, 195 horsepower. Hooked to a 7-speed dual-clutch transmission. Fuel economy is rated 27 to 32 in all-wheel drive, or front-wheel drive like this, 29 to 35 mpg. And you know, I've driven every Kona model that's come out since its introduction, and I like them all, so I guess I could cut the video short and say, hey, I like it, buy it. Have a very short video, wouldn't I? But they do have a tendency to make changes, so we still need to do a full test and see if I still like it as much as I like the other ones. Let's see, decent sized glove box, especially if you take out that thick owner's book. Simple climate controls. Decent sized info screen. A drive mode button. Sport, normal, smart. No auto dimming mirror. Manually operated, normal and dim. The way I like it. The sun visor slides back and forth to keep the sun out. You'd be surprised, a lot of vehicles don't do this. Motor Trend did a review on this some time ago. It was complaining how cheap looking the cabin was. I don't know what they're talking about. I mean, this isn't a Maserati, but the workmanship and materials, I think, are at least slightly above average, if not excellent. I don't know what they're bitching about. And it's early morning, 92 degrees, and this air conditioning does a good job of cooling off the vehicle. If you're watching this video, you want to know the real fuel economy, I'll bet, and that's what we're here for. We don't do fake EPA tests. And 44 miles of heavy city driving, wow. 22.8 mpg. That's a bit less than the 29 claimed. We're driving rather briskly though. Before I got this, it was being driven in the fleet by some other people, and they got 28.4 and 458.2 miles of mixed commuting. We're getting some more figures as this test goes along, so don't go away. Alright, show and tell part 1's over. Let's go out and do some driving. And the power steering on this vehicle is very nice. Light, quick, responsive, good feel of feedback. For an electric unit anyway. I don't think there will be any complaints. Okay, ride control. Let's take some speed humps around 15 miles per hour, so the suspension performs on impact. If you hear any rattling on the video, it's my toolbox back there, not the vehicle. Okay, that was bump number 1. Smooth enough. Bump number 2. And the rough, nasty one. Not too bad. Yeah, this vehicle's not a dragster, but it's got more than enough pep when the turbo kicks in. Perfect brake feel. Let's take a quick expressway trip. See if we can bump up the EPA numbers a bit. I'll try not to pass all these slow pokes. Now, keeping it under 70 miles per hour, a good figure can be created, as we can see here. Just for the record, on a short 24-mile trip at 55 miles per hour, I did get 45 mpg. That should impress everybody if you want to drive that slow. Let's set the mileage computer to 0 and take a little highway trip, get some fuel economy readings. But once again, the weather person was wrong, telling us it's going to be clear and sunny with a bit of clouds, and as you can see, they were just a wee bit off, as always. So my plan to take this out of town and do some off-roading just isn't going to happen, I guess. Well, we're 30 miles out of town and it cleared up, so maybe we can take our little trip anyway. And by the way, this is a reasonably comfortable vehicle to drive on the freeway. Impressive considering its small size. Well, there are your numbers. Just around 50 miles, 33.8 mpg. Can't complain about that. And I was not going slow either. I was passing everybody and anybody. I was kind of in a hurry. Even more impressive. We're going to do some ranch patrolling today, so we need to stop by the ranch house and pick up some supplies and check on the old dwelling. Looks pretty good shape to me. So, question of the day. Can this vehicle be taken off-road? After all, it is an SUV, right? Yes, it can. Remember, this is basically a car. The only difference is this SUV has slightly higher ground clearance. So yes, you can take back dirt roads like this. But don't plan on doing any heavy-duty stuff like chasing Jeep Wranglers down a rocky gorge. Not a good idea. Just treat it like a car and light-duty use and you'll be just fine. If you are going to take back roads like this, it'd be a good idea to order the all-wheel drive for four-wheel traction. But this is doing just fine. So what's my take on this Kona after a week of driving? You know, I'm very, very impressed. I really don't have any complaints and got a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. Looks nice, drives nice. Thumbs up for me. This includes the main test. Now we're going to take this out in the dark and see how the headlights perform. Alright, it's dark enough. Let's take a look at these headlights. And oh, they're way down yonder. Okay. Didn't the Pontiac Aztek have headlights like this? Nope. I don't think I should be saying things like that. Taillights nice and wide. Well, I'm glad to see the emergency lights are separate from the taillights. That's unusual, but a good idea. Then the taillights can't drown out the emergency lights. Got it on the mirror. And again, separate from the headlights. a very, very good idea. Works very well. And put the transmission in reverse, and here's what you see. Not the biggest picture I've ever seen, but adequate. Ooh, I see we have some dirt on here from the rain we had this morning. There, there, and there. And most of the controls light up pretty good. And if you want to change the drive mode, Sport, Smart, gives you a light show. And for the headlights, we have the low beams on a wall 33 yards away and a little bit lower than I would like. They should be at least above the bushes, but they are bright. And let's go to high beam. Bright enough, but again, lower than I would prefer. So let's see how it works on the street. Low beam, high beam. Well, it does reach out on high beam anyway. If you watch my videos, you know I do not like auto-dimming mirrors, especially if they don't have a disconnect switch. But here we get a manual mirror. Just flick the magic switch. This is the best way to go. That way you can turn off the auto-dimming feature when you're in heavy city traffic, so you can see what's actually in back of you.